everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Deanna with Faith Heritage at Home. So for this video, I'm going to be kind of giving a quick update on just life in general, where I've been the last few. I haven't uploaded as much as I would like to, and that has a lot to do with kind of, I don't know, like the last few months, like between the weather being very gloomy, and I probably need to be taking my vitamin D, and kind of going more into this deschooling process, mainly for myself, instead of my daughter, who's never really had a formal schooling experience. So it's really me that's going through this big deschooling process on our journey to unschooling as a family. And so I've been observing her a lot, and that has just been very hard and challenging for me because I'm very much type A and a planner. I like to have my hands on things. And so the acknowledgement of knowing in my heart that I would love a life learning for our family, as opposed to box curriculum and more of that traditional school setting for our homeschool. That has been a lot for me to kind of heal and grow in, if you will. So it's been a rough couple of weeks just with that, but it's been great for her. I've been observing a lot more. She has been interested in dinosaurs, and I started with trying to be more formal with it, and then I did my week off of observation, and that just continued that observation period because she was so much more interested in dinosaurs, because she had her finger on exactly what she wanted to learn. And she would bring me books, or she would show me different shows that she's found on her iPad, which has parental controls on it that she doesn't know about. But I'm aware of what's YouTube subscriptions or YouTube people she subscribed to that I can trust. And so just seeing that process, the games that she's been picking has been very interesting and almost kind of affirming or confirming to knowing that this is kind of the path that I feel is best for my family. Because, as for me and my house, that's different than, what you may choose for your home or what works for you and your kids. So there's never any judgment here. I'm just sharing my journey and experience and how we are moving into this lifestyle of learning through life and books. So first, I'm going to share some of the books that my 5-year-old and my 1-year-old have been gravitating towards the last couple of weeks that we've been reading repeatedly. And so I'll start with some of these fun ones. A lot of these are from, I think all of these except one are from Usborne Books More. And if you don't know, you can check in the description box. I am an independent consultant with Usborne Books More because I just love their books, and I think they're great for an unschooling or life learning environment because they're attractive to children of all ages, even adults, because there are some books that I've gotten for myself. Yeah, I'll share that. There are some books that I'm going to order for myself too to help me with my blog, surprisingly. But I think they're just great because they're engaging books, and I'm all about promoting this love for reading and literacy for fun, and not because you have to, because the school is telling you to. But so that's a whole nother story. I'm very passionate about that. But anyway, so this one is one that they've both been very interested in. Is Cinderella. But what they love about it is that it's a press, it will read the story to them.
Cinderella in the cellar, working
and so
sleeps at last. Her
okay,
eyes
I think that's
shut
it. Shut off.
fast.
I like that the princess has a little tone to them. But so they've been really into this book. Of course, my 1-year-old, she likes that she can click on it, but it's also reading them a book, and it's screen-free fun. And so that one is very popular with them. And if you have a young reader or someone starting, books like this are great because it reads aloud to them and they can follow along on the pages, because each page has a section, has that little spot, and it will read that page for them. So these are great. Just a little tip on that. Another one is just like it, but this one is the Animal Orchestra plays Mozart. And so they love listening to the music in this one, but it's also introducing them to classic music, and I'll click one if I could find it. And so these are fun. And then on the back, there's more. You'll see that they have like websites you can go to help with that. So that one she's been interested in. I'll show all of the books by this publishing company. And that's what Usborne Books and More is. It's a publishing company, and they share their books through consultants. You can get them there. You can also get them other way. I found them. They've been in storefronts, book fairs. Some representatives hold book fairs for schools. And so, again, it's a great publishing company. I've been buying books for about 5 years now because our oldest is 5. So this one, My First Encyclopedia, is a really good one. This has all sorts of information in this. I've shared this in a video before in one of the book hauls that I did. But she's gone to this because anytime she's trying to ask or figure out the name of a dinosaur, or if it's an herbivore or carnivore, or omnivore, I think is the name, she'll say, let's go get the book and let's go look in the book for the name. And so this has been the book we go to. Let me find the dinosaur section. There's an entire section on dinosaurs. And so we'll go in here and we'll look for the different ones. Something that, I don't think I really paid attention to or remembered as a child, that there were, of course, like water dinosaurs. And so that was fun for her when she realized, oh, there are dinosaurs that are in the water. So we go to that a lot. A couple of these are dinosaur books because, again, that's what she's been interested in. And so this one is, I'll do all the Usborne. So this one is another Usborne Books and More book. This one was recently released, I believe October. So this is one of the newer titles. Again, representation matters. So of course, in our homeschool and in our book collection, our little homeschool library, I like to have books that show diversity. So not just in skin tone, but you've heard me say in another video, but diversity in general and abilities, as well as what we physically look like. Here it. So this one is 1, 2, 3, Do the Dinosaur. And this one is so fun. And she starts, so we did this one last night. We've been grabbing this. It's a good little kind of get those last little wiggles out. And if you have a kiddo that has a lot of energy, which we do, this kind of helps her get to like raw right before bed. And then it like brings her down like, okay, time for bed. So this one is a really good one we've been doing. Kind of has a little beat to it. And then she can recall some of like the wording. So she knows like this repetition is really good as far as introducing like reading and different reading skills. So repetition is a really good one. Another one, we read this a ton. Ever since we got this one. This is the Nibbles, the Dinosaur Guide. We have a couple of the other Nibbles books. She even has the little Nibbles plush toy. And so we hide that one at night so that it doesn't eat the nibble on the books, because that's what he does. And we've been reading this one. I've done a flip through of this book, I believe, in the haul. I did. And it's just fun because they can engage with it. They can flip the flaps. And we've read this so much that even when mommy's tired and trying to skip words or skip pages or sections to hurry and finish the book, don't judge me. We've all done it. We've been tired. She can recall like, hey, wait a minute, something's wrong. You missed something. So we read it that much that she knows what's in it, and she's not bored of it. So reading, that's how I want reading to be. I want it to be fun to where you can read the same book over and over again and never get bored. You still look forward to reading it. And it's fun, this book is, but it's also, educational. Learning through play, learning through children's interests can happen even if we don't think it looks like learning or we think it's just story time. There's so much power in read alouds for all ages, not just once they're able to read on their own, never reading aloud to them again. Read aloud is very valuable. There are a lot of benefits. I have links on my blog about that. The next one, this is the last one that's by Usborne Books More, and then I have one more to show you for her. But this one we've been reading recently. She just picked it off the bookshelf because she recognized, what face did she recognize? I think it was this one. So there was a face on there that she recognized, and she said, what's this book about? And it was all about feelings. And I was actually very surprised. We're going like section by section right now. I was very surprised at how good this book was. Like, we've recently, there's a lot that I try to do as far as like mindfulness in our home, understanding our feelings, being able to express them, creating a safe space to express our emotions, because I think that's something we take away from children, is that we don't allow them to express what they're feeling in a safe environment, and we usually shut them down. And so I think that this book was really, really good. I'll show you an example. Like, some of them go into like sharing what it looks like, asking different questions at the end. What do you think they're feeling? And, you know, have you ever felt that way? What's a time? Do you remember a time, you know, you felt this? And it talks about expressing feelings in different ways. So not just the basic, and I'm not trying to knock any like curriculums or programs or anything like that, but we've bought an expensive program before, and it's just so, it just felt like I just haven't explored really how to use it in our space. And I'm pretty sure it's a great mindfulness thing. But right now, this book is really all you kind of need. And it doesn't just go like, oh, this is happy, this is sad, it really engages them in a conversation back and forth where they're really processing and understanding that everyone has feelings, that body messages and cues have feelings, because sometimes kids don't know, like, you know, if another kid is in the corner and crying, like, what is that? What do you think they're feeling? Or, you know, if there's frustration, how adults can pick up on body language. I don't know if kids necessarily can put words to picking up on those expressions. I think they notice them, but this helps them put words to it and to consider other people and their feelings. And then it says, so how are you feeling? Talking about like why we feel this way. How would you feel if something happened that changing our feelings, jumbled up feelings, talking about feelings, taking a moment, feeling worried, making choices, helping friends and family, being kind to yourself, and then some notes for grown-ups is in the back. And so I just really, I'm sorry, I think I blabbled a lot on talking about this, but that's how much I think this book is going to be a great resource. And she's been very engaged, and we do this at night. Not because I set it up that way, but that's just when she's been grabbing it. So the last book that she's been grabbing and very interested in, this one is a kindergarten readers, and this is a level 3, but I use this as a read aloud. So I'm reading this one, and it's Dinosaur World, and it's just been really fun. The graphics are a little up there, but we're okay with sharing that with her. And so this has been fun because it's almost like on a ride. And so like she'll set up something like, we're going on a ride, and I make it really fun because I mean, we're like making noises and acting like we're really on this ride and looking up in the sky and using, you know, our imagination to see these different dinosaurs. And so this one again was a really good one. And these are like, I got this I think for like 50 cents. I thrift books a lot. I should do a haul on a box of books that I did a big thrift. So yeah, so that's those for her. Okay, so next I have the books that I have been I've either recently read or almost done reading, and then I have some books that I are to be read. So that's like a little acronym of the TBR. That's something in like this world of books, and I'm relighting my flame for reading books for enjoyment. I used to do that all the time as a kid. I've mentioned that on my blog. I've mentioned that in videos before. My husband pointed out, like, when I met you, we met when we were 17. When I met you, you said you hated reading and everything like that. And I think that's normal for kids, you kind of enjoy, like at this younger age, love reading, and then you kind of get to that age in school where it's reading because you have to. It's a lot of textbook reading, and it kind of just kills that love and passion for reading for enjoyment and fun, and we kind of move away from like the, fictional books to nonfiction. And yeah, so anyway, so 2 books. This one is a book that I've shared on my social media, on my Instagram, and this is by Akila Richardson, and she's big in the world of unschooling. Her podcast is what helped me really kind of look at unschooling as this tool for liberation and healing work and just life in general. And so I got her book when it released, and I read it with one of my other unschooling mama friends that I had recently met, and we read this one together and we talked about it, and it was just I think this is kind of when I started to really go into that work of deschooling recently. We talked about this book the beginning of this month, and ever since then it's just been I just been reevaluating a lot of things. And so this was a really, really good book. So I highly recommend getting a copy and reading this book, especially if you are a person of color, Black, Indigenous, people of color, or any color. Just this book has a lot in it, and it's very eye-opening. And so I can't recommend it enough. As a side note, we're a Christian family, and she does not identify as that, but it's still a really good book. You can, take what you can from it. She's very neutral, so but I just wanted to point that out because we talked about it during our little book club or book study. And then a book that I'm reading with 2 of my closest friends in our little kind of like secret little book club that we have. We've read a lot of books over the past, I think we've been doing this for a year now. And so this is the book we're currently reading. We're finishing it up, and we're going to have our meeting on it the beginning of December. And so You Are a Badass: How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life. Self-help, yes, as cheesy as it may seem, this book is really good. And it just opened up conversation within our little book club to go back and do that healing work through conversation in a safe environment. And so again, I highly recommend this. I won't talk too much about it. If you guys want more, like me to go into kind of why I like, or a deeper review on any of these books, just let me know in the comments. 2 books that I've recently purchased are Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey, and this is our next book club read. So in my little close-knit book club that we're doing this book, this is our next read. And so I encourage you to go look at the Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett Smith and the one with him. And he talks about this book, and it's about his life, and it's almost like he has like little like journals in here. And so it's kind of focuses on like breaking those generational curses, or just things like that. So I don't have much of a review yet because I haven't read it, but this is one that I'm reading. If you've read it, let me know what you think about it. This one was recommended by Tori over at the Oglesby Ohana, and this is where the Crawdads Sing. And this, I believe, this is kind of like a murder mystery style. And so I wanted to grab a book because I've been reading or listening to audiobooks and reading books that are more on the like self-help side of things, or like parenting books or homeschool books. But I wanted to really start getting back into what my childhood love was, and those were more of like mystery, kind of, I don't want to say sci-fi, but like mythical books. I was always interested in things like that. So I wanted to get kind of a book like around that. And this is like a little murder mystery book, and I'm really excited to read it. If you read this one, I definitely want to know what you think about it. But this is next for me with that. And then the last book that's been in my little pile, they are so quiet and it makes me so nervous. That's why I don't do things like this. But I'm getting over that. Big sister is out there with her, and she knows to look for choking hazards, and she knows to let me know if something's wrong. So, I'm gonna let Jesus take the wheel right now. And the last book that I've been going through, and this is the one where I said I kind of volunteered DIY projects for my husband to help me with, and he's taking vacation, which I'm going to try to be good and try to do as much of it on my own, but I do need him to show me how to work the saw and just different things that, you know, in typical, you know, environments, they don't teach little girls to do. So a lot of this is going to be self-taught stuff, things that we've been doing lately. But I don't want to cut my hand off, so I do want him to show me how to use the saw and just watch me a couple of times until I'm comfortable with using it. But so I've been in my homebody book. He bought this for me 2 Christmases ago, and that's where his first mistake was. But if you know Joanna Gaines, this is one of her books. And I mean, who doesn't love, well, there are people that probably don't like Joanna Gaines. But anyway, this book has different styles in it. So I've been using this. This was the inspiration for our home when we bought our home. We've been in it almost 2 years. We haven't really shared much of it on social media, but I've been storing photos and videos of our process of when we bought it, and then how we've kind of fixed it up a little bit. We changed a lot in the house, and then we found out we were expecting right after we bought the house, so I couldn't really do my entire vision for it. This is our first home, and I couldn't really do much because a lot of the projects I had planned, I couldn't do a lot of the painting or heavy lifting because we were expecting our second, and he had to work. He's in school, grad school, full time, and so now, since she's 1, I feel more comfortable doing some of these DIY projects. So our style, and I'll probably just share, I'll share little peeks at my inspiration. So if you know me, I kind of have kind of this rustic, older kind of style. Like, I love natural materials. I love natural colors, earth tone colors. I like farmhouse, but I don't think I'm quite there. More like a mix, so eclectic, or a mix of my favorite styles tend to be rustic, farmhouse, Victorian, like old Victorian style environments. I like moody colors, but then I like brightness. So it's weird, but so I've tagged like some of my inspiration photos, and so I'll show you here. And then again, like, my favorite color is black, like legit my favorite color is black. And it's only in adulthood that I'm more confident in saying like black without worrying about anyone saying, oh, what's wrong with you and your soul that your favorite color is black. But anyway, and so I love things like this. I love dark colors. They actually make me feel comfortable, but then again, I love warm tones, so like whites. This is my biggest inspiration. And so we're going to be doing a lot. We have beams in our house, and that's really was the selling point for this house. This house was not my style. And for our first home, I think our realtor was even surprised. We picked such an out-of-date home. It's an older home. It's a ranch style, which was a must for me. And then it had beams, and so that was the selling point, and it had a large lot. So not large, but it's on a third of an acre. And so that's what I wanted. So this is really my inspiration, and we're almost there, but we have to do a couple more things. And so I do want white walls, but then I want to accent it with a lot of blacks and darker tones throughout. So I'll show just a few more of like inspiration photos that I've gotten in this book, but I've spent a lot of time in this book. So I highly recommend this if you're a DIY person, or if you're going to be like renovating a home, getting a fixer-upper, or designing a home. I highly recommend Homebody by Joanna Gaines. This was like my favorite Christmas gift 2 years ago. And so I still use it. It's a great book. I took the sleeve off, so it doesn't look like that on the front, but I like how this looks to the eye versus the sleeve. That was another tip from Tori at the Ogles of Johanna, is to take the sleeve off. She doesn't really like the dust sleeve, and like, they're beautiful books up underneath. And so I've been doing that recently, and I really really like that. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, comments, let me know what you think about some of the books if you've read them. Let me know if you want more information on any of the books that I shared that our 5-year-old is loving from Usborne Books and More. Again, I'll link the website, my website down there. It doesn't cost you anything more to shop from there, but it does help me when you shop from me. So it builds our homeschool resources. That's what I use it for. Go ahead and click subscribe so you can catch the rest of the videos that I share. Hit the notification button if you want to be notified. Definitely right now, since I'm not as consistent as I would like to be, you'll want to be notified when I post something until you can expect something from me where you don't even, or maybe that's just me, because sometimes on my favorite YouTubers, I wake up in the morning and I know what days they post, and I'm going to look for that video because I know they upload them early in the morning. So I watch those videos when I'm doing things like folding laundry with my headphones in, because my baby's still sleeping in the bed right there, and I have to get things done before everyone wakes up and then just hits the fan. So anyway, go ahead. I hope you enjoy your day. I hope you have a wonderful holiday. And I will see you all in the next video.